Welcome back to Indigenous Talk, Season 3, Episode 2, Maximus. We are back. This episode was directed by Tasba Rose Chavez and also written by Tasba Rose Chavez. We are actually joined by Ian.
Hey everybody, my name is Ian Allison. I'm the host of Native Film Talk.
Hey, joined by Elias.
Yate, I'm Elias. I run a YouTube channel called Native Media Theory.
And last but not least, we are joined by Jacob.
The man, the myth, and the legend.
Yeah.
The legend. Of course,
Hey.
I am Jacob.
That being said, let's hop into this review. Bear is making his way home. We see Bear in just the big open area.
I'm in Phoenix, so it reminds me of the sun level in Mario when it chases you.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like constantly trying to take you out.
We see our first mysterious figure. I don't know if it has a name. It's called
Conquistador or some kind.
Yes.
The Conquistador.
Conquistador tries attacking Bear, and then he's like, hey, what is going on? What is happening? Boom. We see Spirit. Spirit comes to save him. We also see
Eggplant.
Foreshadowing the eggplant.
Yeah.
I also really like this comment that Spirit made right here. I'm not going to pray for an effing colonizer. Immediately after that, he says, oh, this area is like a spirit portal.
Where all the spirits rest.
Yeah.
I just saw Genghis Khan. He said, I told him I like your hat. And so he had to give it to me in that old Indian way.
That old way.
I'm like, oh my. There's a meme that's exactly like that. I'm native, but I'm not. Give you my earrings, native. If you say you like them. I know a lot of people who are like, hey, I bought these beaded earrings. I'm giving them away.
You're going to give it to me in native way? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
We get a mysterious cloaked figure. Couldn't help but think Star Wars.
Yep, absolutely.
Tusken Raider
That's
vibes.
definitely what they
You
were
know,
going for.
You just got to add a little filter to the scope and boom, comes Star Wars. Bear has a run-in with Spirit. They have a disagreement. He's like, hey, what are you doing here? Why am I here? He kind of hits him with some very mean words. Even I was like, ooh. He says, you pushed your way into my life and you won't leave, like the opposite of my dad. Oh, pretty much tells Spirit to F off. And you don't do that to Spirit. Spirit, we love Spirit.
I know.
Okay?
Yeah.
And then after that, I'm wondering, did you guys pick up on
Yes,
this?
I know
We are
exactly
hit
what this is.
with
This
the,
is
like,
Single.
the single. So
The iconic shot.
crying Indian. Yeah, the
Iron Eyes Cody.
Iron
There
Eyes
we go.
Cody. Yep.
Yep. And then I guess we would be remiss to mention that the whole drama behind him turning out to be Italian or whatnot. I don't know if that factors into their reference here.
I think it's just it's making fun of it regardless of who it is. It's iconic, and then the fact that it's like in this case we actually have an actual native actor doing it.
Oh.
It just adds to the irony.
This
of
is
it
our
all.
redemption. Finally.
Yeah.
And so from here,
I thought of old school initially.
Yeah.
Bear gets shot with the dart.
It's awesome. That's awesome.
At this point in the episode, we don't know what's going on. And then we get the big reveal, the goat,
Graham effing Green. I love
Graham
it.
Green. Yes.
He looks so good in that mohawk.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
dude.
We have to mention the last time we did see Graham Green was in, boom,
The
Last of Us.
Mm.
Ooh, Last of Us was fantastic. But anyways,
The limited screen time that he had, him and Elaine, I think it's her name is
Yes.
Elaine. They stole it. It was so good. Even like non-native people were saying they're like, we want a spin-off show with these two.
Yes.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Bear is all like tied up and whatnot. From here, he starts talking. And Graham Green is kind of just spitting some nonsense. And then next thing you know, hey, there's a UFO sightings all over Oklahoma. But we do have a fantastic line. The Sonics all over the state ran out of tucks. He says it so fast, but it's in there.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Me too.
It's like-
Me too.
Can I just acknowledge Reservation Dogs pulling out all the stops? Graham Greene, West Duty, Gary Farmer,
yeah.
all in the same TV show. That's insane.
Yep.
To just pull off the trifecta. Like, we all grew up seeing those three, and they were like seemed like the only three native actors, and like the three goats, at least for the men. They put them all in the same show. This is freaking amazing.
I actually have a picture. Yeah, exactly like you said. The Infinity Gauntlet of legendary native actors is now complete.
Dang.
And then I thought that was hilarious because I think just even being indigenous, I feel like we all have that uncle. We all have that relative who is into UFO sightings, who is into
I think I'm
Yeah.
that uncle.
If you don't know one, it's probably you.
Yep.
This just so happened to be timely. The news in the world recently where government confirmed that there's actually aliens. There were actually some quick memes that popped up. I wanted to show these real quick. Dear aliens, whatever you do, don't sign any treaties. Oh Nobody, me to my new alien. So this show is called Reservation Dog. So,
There you go. Making friends.
it sounds like he's just spitting some UFO nonsense. And then Bear's like, hey, I need a break. Again, we see Bear in the bathroom. This is the second time this season already.
Mm-hmm.
Going to the bathroom every episode.
We get a Candyman reference.
Yes. Bear wants William Knifeman now after resenting him. Really tries to say his name 3 times in the mirror. Why did I think that was going to work?
Another one too is like Beetlejuice too.
Yep, I thought it'd be
Oh,
yeah,
Beetlejuice,
yeah.
for sure.
I wanted to ask y'all, I have this in my notes. It doesn't work for Bear, but I feel like he didn't do it right. What would the native indigenous version of this be? Would he need some sage? Would he need some
You gotta
cedar,
say it,
or
all sacred directions.
it's like
That's
4
true.
times in each
More times.
direction?
Yeah, 4 times. Yeah, you gotta do it 4 times in all directions. Yep.
I feel like that would do it. Bear steps out. Graham Greene's like, hey, you really got to stop talking to yourself. People are gonna think you're nuts.
I was half expecting him to be like, yeah, I know that, and he goes, oh, I wasn't talking to you. I was hoping he was gonna
That
say
would've been
that.
good. Then from here, they hop in a dune buggy. Immediately at this point, we start to get what feels like Mad Max.
Yeah.
This is when Graham Greene is talking to Bear and he's talking about the star people. They're having the conversation in the greenhouse.
And the eggplants.
And then, yes, there's where we see the eggplants again. I am not going to lie. I feel like I'm good at trying to pick up meanings and whatnot. At this point, I still don't know. I don't know if any meaning popped off for you all yet.
like with the eggplant.
Yeah.
I think it just has to do with like the association with the meme and the fact that it's just a weird plant.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything to. It's not that deep, man.
Oh no.
It's the curvature of own.
Yeah.
Oh, no. It's star people food. Sometimes they take different forms. Sometimes they're just a feeling.
Yeah, that was huge.
At this point, Bear's like, oh, wait, could that be spirit? Is this what I'm experiencing, but described differently?
What I thought of initially,
Yes.
they're just a feeling, is it goes back to season 2, episode 3, I believe, when Bear is working on the roof with
Yeah.
Daniel's dad. And at the very end, they have that
Oh.
orb kind of like circling in front of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that's initially what I thought of.
That's
Yep.
good. That's good. I did not
Yep.
pick up on that, but I can see that now. Graham Greene proceeds to show Bear some old video footage of when he was younger. We get the direct comparison to Bear and his friends, the Reservation Dog crew. I want to say we start to see the similarities of Bear thinking, hey, that's me and my friends. This is Graham Greene. Am I going to turn out like them? I feel like they start to connect more. And then this is where Graham Greene first mentions the psych ward of, I don't know, people not believing you. Actually, is it right here where he says like, hey, do your friends believe you?
Yeah.
And then he's like, yeah, they believe me. It was just a reminder that, hey, you have some solid friends. Your friends are going to be there for you.
I thought it was interesting. It's like, oh yeah, like he knew these people that Bear knows. I can talk about it later, but like it's just like Maximus didn't really have a support system.
I think we'll talk about it later with the psych wards and everything, but
Yes,
I mean, there
we'll
was
get there.
I know in episode 1 we talked about Cheese saying what's going to happen with Laura and Bear. I think his storyline is going to be woven throughout the entire series because there's upside to leaving. You could have a successful life like Teeny, or you could end up like Maximus and be disconnected and no one to vouch for you and just be at the mercy of whatever public perception is of native people.
We get this next scene where Graham Greene's drinking from the well water. Hey, you want some, Bear? He's like, no. He's like, oh, you already had some actually earlier. I was like, are we going to get another trip out scene or whatnot? Is this kind of is this kind of hinting towards maybe Graham Greene's not even there or something?
Oh, that's a good
Oh,
point. I didn't even think.
I don't know.
Maybe there's lead pipes and he's just seeing things.
Yes. Then we're shown this ominous cave. It'll take you right to the highway.
I was a little disappointed by this because it's just a culvert. He could just walk right over and probably see the road from there. I didn't understand why he needed to go through the cave.
I don't know. I'm sure there's a meaning.
For sure there is.
And then they're outside looking at the stars. Graham Greene has a fantastic line. We are just echoes of things that came before. Then we get the level-headed part of what he has fully been talking about this entire time. As all this crazy space talk sounds, it's all still grounded in love. We should be proud that we can still love.
Echoes what is said in Maximus in the Gladiator. What we do in this life echoes in eternity. I'm just like, dang, I love it. Just dropping bars.
It's like poetry.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh. Bro, I that went over my head when I was watching that.
He also has another line where he says, love doesn't have to be received. It can just be. Like, oh, just dropping knowledge. They bond over some spaghetti soup, and not gonna lie, I mean, I ate already, but man, that looked good.
I know.
I was like,
I know. Comfort
fried
food
bread.
right there, bro.
Do have a slight moment where Graham Greene picks up the knife. He's like, I don't trust people. And then it's kind of like
He says, "You're all right."
puts the knife down. Graham Greene sees younger self in Bear.
Yeah.
As Bear is sleeping during the night, he does hear Graham Greene on his radio. Like, is anyone receiving? Then Bear wakes up. There's a flash of light. Us as an audience, we're seeing this perspective of these people in suits.
Aliens.
Yeah.
Aliens.
Yeah.
Yes, aliens.
I was like, "Oh, wait, the Star People."
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. That's the first thing I thought.
Then Bear gets his perspective. He gets to look outside. We do see the police, and then what looks to be, I don't know.
Some sort of government official.
Yep.
Yep. They take Graham Greene outside. They seem to know who he is. We continue from there. I have written right here where I said, I want to say Bear is given a slight insight into what his life could be if he loses that love for his friends or that connection or that support system. Bear continues, goes through the tunnel.
If you go back, you see when he's in front of the greenhouse, you see the constellations. Look like they're drawn inside the medicine wheel. When he's going through the tunnel, those are drawn on the
sides.
inside of the culvert. Yeah, so
Really?
I'm sure there's
I
some
didn't even
kind of
see that.
symbolism of him like
Yeah.
walking through symbolically like
Yes.
the medicine wheel and like passing by the constellations.
Oh,
Kind of like a portal.
that's
It's
good.
just
Good to
There you
think
go.
about that.
Portal. So maybe he should go through. So I
Yes.
I dismissed my comment before about him just walking over. It was important.
Okay, so he goes through the medicine wheel portal. Oh, that's a fantastic thing to pick up. I did not. That's good. And then we're given final scene, Bear just continuing his journey forward. So I have some thoughts I want to share real quick, and then we'll go person by person. Here is where I want your guys' perspective. I found a comment. I don't think this episode was about mental health at all. It's about what they did to medicine people. Remember, they put them in institutions like that? Spirits and star people just walked around pre-contact. Even prior to recording this review, I was like, dang, I don't even know like how our people were treated back in the day. If there was like a medicine man, was it seen as like witchcraft to the non-natives? How were they treated?
For sure
and
it was.
whatnot?
Yeah.
Another piece to this puzzle, if you look at Bear's t-shirt, I found this on a quick Google search and coincidentally realized that Bear's t-shirt he's been wearing since he got to LA is Miles Davis's t-shirt. Miles Davis's album Star People, out in
Dang.
1983.
That's a good
That's a
album,
good pull.
actually.
That's a great pull.
What are your guys' opinions on this?
Ian, you go first.
All right. I think this is a parallel to One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with Chief Bromden,
yeah.
where
Yes.
where we come to find out at the end of the film, he is not deaf and mute. He can speak. He's just misunderstood. And I think that's definitely in line with Graham Greene's character, Maximus, because he's disconnected from community. He's isolated on an island. No one can help him out. And I think that's definitely, there's so many layers there you could speak to,
Dang.
but that's what I took away from it.
What do you think, Elias?
It's a good character moment for Bear to kind of see that. Spirit told him, he's like, you're on your walkabout. You know, like the Aborigines of Australia, they go on their walkabout. It's like, it's basically a manhood ceremony.
So I know like both Ian and Elias are saying about like that tube. If anything happens, you come here, it will take you to the highway. Just like for Bear to find the exit for himself, so that way he won't repeat what Maximus has done. So that
Well, it also goes into the whole idea of stars are a way of finding your way home. A lot of indigenous cultures, stargazing is a way of having stories taught to or learning things, but I didn't think of it until you brought that up.
This episode could be up to different interpretation. Man, it has been awesome hearing y'all's perspective.
I have to say, from a filmmaking perspective, the cinematography and editing for this one was top notch.
My thing that I'll end on is just, we got aliens, shapeshifters, and now we got freaking, Deer Woman. Like, this show just goes hard. And Tall Man, it has all the stuff that we grew up telling stories on the bus, on rides home from basketball games and stuff. And so I love that this show is like, even though it's for everybody, like it's really hits hard for natives. Like, this is the stuff we always wanted to see it represented on TV, but this is awesome.
I was talking to Ian a little bit earlier. Next episode involves Deer Woman. Look forward to that. This has been a lot of fun. See y'all next time.